This is TechCrunch.
It's not an easy time to raise money for an electric vehicle startup, especially given how many have failed or are close to failing. But Los Angeles-based Harbinger has pulled it off by taking a hyper-focused approach to electrifying commercial trucking. The reward is a $100 million Series B, co-led by early Tesla investor Capricorn Investment Group and Leitmotif, a new U.S. fund co-founded by the former M&A head for Volkswagen. Also joining the round were Tiger Global and mobility venture firm Maniv, both of which were existing investors. We know how the EV space has gone. We know that it's just littered with bodies from the decade past, Harbinger CEO John Harris told TechCrunch in an interview. So we really try to keep our scope very focused and have very high confidence in what we say we're going to do before we say we're going to do it. Founded in 2022 by a group of former Canoe and QuantumScape employees, Harbinger set out to make a modular, all-electric chassis for medium-duty trucks. Then it did that, and only that. Harbinger maintained its focus at a time when investors threw billions of dollars at startups that claimed they'd make hundreds of thousands of EVs or reshape transportation as we know it. Arrival, for instance, started out in a similar sector as Harbinger, but as it went public, Arrival claimed it would reinvent vehicle manufacturing with so-called microfactories, planned to make buses, developed a ride-hail car with Uber, and was potentially even working on an aircraft. Arrival is now bankrupt. Harbinger, meanwhile, has closed the Series B and is on the verge of entering production. Harbinger is just this amazing team of very seasoned operators with kind of a lot of scar tissue and relevant experience from their previous roles. Leitmotif co-founder Jens Weiss, the former VW exec, said in an interview, "They're just laser-focused on this segment and getting the product right." Harris said focusing on one product has not only allowed his startup to survive, it's helping make the product better. As an example, Harris pointed to the battery packs that power Harbinger's chassis. Instead of packaging them in stamped steel, which needs to be welded together and can lead to leaks that harm the batteries, Harbinger invested in a 6,500-ton press that uses high pressures to die-cast the entire enclosure. Harris said Harbinger was only able to invest in such a specialized tool because it didn't have to spread its spending across multiple other products. The result? Battery pack enclosures that are just 1/20th of the normal cost. Investments like this have allowed Harbinger to make its chassis more affordable from the outset, instead of relying on massive scale to reach attractive unit economics. And since Harbinger is essentially selling to CFOs of fleet companies, Maniv managing partner Michael Granoff said that's a tantalizing proposition. The segment they're going after, they don't replace their fleets that often, and when they're thinking about it, they're doing it for a number of years. And the math gets so compelling that it's just unavoidable, Granoff said. Granoff so thoroughly believes in Harbinger's opportunity that his firm has invested more in the startup than any other company. Harbinger's Series B is also the only investment round Maniv's second fund has joined that the firm didn't lead. We've basically delivered compelling unit economics already, and that's why people come in who normally wouldn't be in this space. Investors like Tiger, Harris said. We have industry-leading unit economics, if you ignore Tesla, but I expect us to have better margins than them, probably in another 12 to 18 months. E-commerce giant eBay has announced plans to acquire Caramel, a startup that helps car sellers and buyers complete the final steps of the transaction, including verification, financing, paperwork, ownership transfer, insurance, and more. As eBay has grown through the years, it has had to evolve to remain competitive. Last year, for instance, the company removed seller fees in the UK to counter a new wave of marketplace startups. In the automotive realm, specifically, eBay has acquired several startups to stay ahead of the curve, including advertising and marketing tech company Cargigi, as well as UK classified site motors.co.uk. Last month, eBay's old foe Amazon also entered the online car sales business with the launch of Amazon Autos in partnership with Hyundai. While that is all about finding and buying new vehicles directly from the dealership, it's conceivable that Amazon could expand its scope to cover used vehicles in the future. Ultimately, eBay wants to ensure it remains a go-to channel for secure, speedy used car sales at a time when consumers have more options than ever. Founded out of Los Angeles in 2021, Caramel formally launched last year with some $19 million in funding from backers including FJ Labs, Hearst Ventures, Z Ventures, and Primera Capital. Caramel can be used to complete sales initiated through independent dealerships or marketplaces, including eBay. At the point of checking out, Caramel is provided as an option to verify the individual's identities, handle title transfer and registrations, and transfer funds. Buyers are also able to choose financing options and arrange delivery of the vehicle. While eBay already offers some guidance and services to ease online car sales, such as escrow for holding funds, bringing Caramel in-house will enable it to expedite the process by taking care of a huge chunk of the stressful post-sale administration. But more than that, Chris Prill, a general manager at eBay Motors, says the acquisition is all about creating trust in the vehicle buying process, helping buyers and sellers avoid scams. Neither company revealed an acquisition price, but eBay said it expects the deal to close in Q1 2025.
That's all for now. For more stories like this one, visit TechCrunch.com.